She calls herself a adventure recording artist. She likes adventure recording, and I am an adventure musician. I think it was the perfect match.
Like a horse in the barn.
Hi, it's producer Sylvia Massy. I wanted to share photos and video from an experience that I had recording up in the Yukon with Driftwood Holly. I'll never forget it. And it was there that I was introduced to a remarkable guitar. It's this guitar right here, the Emerald. We're here with Driftwood Holly.
Hey.
And we're recording on the Wooden Pearl, which is a little houseboat in the Yukon River. Having a great day. Tell me about this guitar that you're playing.
This is a carbon fiber from Emerald out of Ireland. And I just ordered one. This is the one from my friend, but it is one of those guitars who can live in the harsh conditions of the Yukon when you live off grid. Most of the wooden guitars just dissolve after 3-4 years, but this one can freeze and can get wet and cold and warm, and being on the water will not get it out of tune. And they also made it look really beautiful by including this beautiful wooden veneer into the top.
They got nothing to eat, but they run on my side. They know where to.
I'm anxious to talk about this guitar because it was like the star of the show in Yukon, wasn't it?
It was, and it still is.
Yeah.
It's been down another river. It's the third river of that guitar, and she's the first time in the studio now, which is also a big adventure for guitar, you know.
Yeah. Right. This is the first time in the studio for the Emerald. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I thought about yesterday that I actually didn't think about it once, you know, during the whole thing. And when I have any other guitar here I brought with here, I always had, you know, to tweak it, to like, you know, tune it all the time stuff.
Right.
It's so stable that I haven't thought about it, you know. I just played it. I just haven't thought about it.
Isn't that great? And it has a great sound too. It's not like it's like you're giving up anything by having it so stable.
Not a compromise.
No compromise. Yeah. Isn't that great?
To you, I'm on my way. To you.
Most of the time, if you do like bush party music, I mean, we all been to great concerts and we all have our memories of the best concerts, but sometimes real life happens in these little cabins out in nowhere, you know? And if somebody plays a song, 99% that person has a shitty guitar with because he took the worst beater he could find and put it on the four-wheeler and drove there, you know? But if you have two emeralds in a room in a bush cabin and you start to play, my friend can play the Sultans of Swing, you know? And he can do this, and then it sounds great, then it's like real life plus good sound. That's like new to me, you know.
See that's actually giving me kind of goosebumps here. And so about a year ago we sat down and we tried to really think about what is the essence of Emerald guitars, and we dialed it down into one line, and that's to make and inspire music. You know, we don't make guitars, we want to make music and inspire music. And you know, hearing that our guitars are off there and, you know, in a remote part of the world and inspiring people to play music because they're, you know, being able to be played, that they're in tune, that they work there, you know, that's the coolest thing to me.
Yeah.
Well, for any traveling musician, it's like essential. I mean, really, because you don't know what kind of environment you're going to be playing in, and it changes in altitude, changes in humidity, temperature. These things really drastically change the sound of a guitar, not only the sound and the tuning and the sound. And the tuning it's the worst thing to have a great performance, you know, and have the guitar accidentally out of tune or slip out of tune in the middle of a take, you know. I'm always thinking of the recording part of it, and you just have to capture that take, the magic. You know, you don't want the guitar to be a problem. So honestly, we choose instruments that are stable, that remove themselves from any kind of trouble that there might be in what you're trying to do. So it just becomes more transparent. It becomes easier in so many ways. And the guitar sounds great. You know, you can't complain about the sound of these guitars. They are fantastic as well as really useful.
Won't hold me when I'm kicking in. Now go wake the
So tell us about a few of the places that you have played the guitar.
Well, I don't have it for too long. I have it for 2 or 3 years now. Like, I would have to look in the books. And the gigs we did in the underground, like in old mining operations, were before that guitar. And I know that because it was difficult. So, but I have played it in all kinds of ships and canoes, on board of sail vessels in the Pacific and the Atlantic, on both sides. I had her with on a lot of hunting trips. When we go out and meet with other Yukoners trying to find a moose, she was there. It was a big step for Driftwood Holly to go carbon. Took me months to make that decision away from wood, you know? And so I was really excited about, like, also financially doing that step, you know? And like, okay, that's the one. Like, that's the one. Let's make this right. So watching what I did with the guitar and what the guitar enabled me to do, that might have been the thing. Yeah, it's like, I can take that thing places where nobody ever was.
Typically, a studio environment is very controlled. But what Holly's doing and what his friends are doing out in the Yukon, they're really using the guitar the way it's supposed to be used, you know, and it just sounds so good. I have a microphone in the museum here from the 30s, and it was actually the microphone that traveled with Admiral Byrd to the South Pole in the 30s. It was the first. He was the first guy to go to the South Pole, and he brought this microphone and he transmitted from the South Pole in the 30s. And my intention is to carry that microphone back to the South Pole and actually record with it or transmit with it again. And if we have a stage with Holly and the Emeralds for the scientists or the penguins or whatever, wouldn't that be something?
I'm on my way to you. I'm on my way to you. And I'm on my